Hello everyone and welcome to our core book walkthrough for September this year till August 2022. So this is the new core book, which contains a lot of new goodies for you, and I will divide this in two parts because it's a pretty big book and I don't want to get the video to be too long. So I will start right in the middle with the first part and dive in right into our thin cuts. And this is the new thin cut portion of the book. As you can see here, there are a couple new ideas for you to copy, and we have a ton of new thin cuts. So this is a little cupcake thin cut, and I hope you can see this. This is about 25% of the actual size of the die, and you can create cute little thin cuts, cupcakes with the thin cut. This one opens, so it's like a card or a tag or something. You have different decoration, you have sprinkle setups, you have a little cherry and little candles with it. So this is one of the new die cuts. The other one, and they're all at 25% of the original size. So this one is a little backpack, which is kind of cute too, which opens this way, has a little closure up here, and again you can decorate it with different bags and pockets, you name it. And here you can see another example of that one. Then we have a little purse, and the purse flips open and then the other part folds down. Again, you can add a bow, you can have it with a handle or not, with a closure, a little tag. So there are different varieties how you can use this, and here's another example for the purse. This is a thin cut that notches out these two little holders here, so you can slide a gift card in. If you're sometimes we have to put them down with tape or something, and then they fall out, or you name it. So this is a die that actually creates these little nooks so you can hold a gift card in there with no problem, and it does it vertically or horizontal depending over, and it's really just $8, but it's really worth it because that way it takes the guesswork out of your how do you hold your gift card in your card or in your little purse or cupcake, however you want to package them. The next page shows a couple new thin cuts. Well, this is an old one. Again, they're all 25% of the actual size. So this creates our waterfall card, which is really pretty. I know you can cut this on your own, but sometimes it's hard to make sure that you have the accurate measurements and everything is folded right, and this just takes the guesswork out of it. This is for our spinner cards. So this is the top part here. Then you have the spinner part here that is assembled with those little breads, which lays underneath, and then if you spin here, your words are flipping around, which is a cute set. Then we have the tag set, and we have seen some interesting examples from the Christmas cards here. Let me show them. And I just like, where's the, here we are. So these tags, for example, are cut with these dies. Here's this little pocket tag. That's this one, just not decorated with flowers. In this case, it's green, so it's more Christmassy. And you have even other toppings and frames to put on top. This is the little pocket that goes on top here. Even the cutouts for your twine you can decorate, so there's a lot you can do with these. These are really cute. Then we have little tabs that fold together, as you can see here. This is another set. And then these ones were in last year's catalog too. These are just your simple tags, and then the ones that you put on top, which are really cute. And I think I have one here that I can show you. Here it is. And actually, see, this is happens when you cut too many out. You just keep them in here so you don't lose them. So these are the thin cuts, and this is how they look like when you cut them through. So they have a nice size, and these are the tabs from which you can use for your cards and for your pages as well. I like to put dates and stuff on them when I create them on a page. And there's more. We have a new flower thin cut set. All these flowers and stems and inlays. This is a big set. These are 50% of the original size. So this is more the size, as you can see here, that they're gonna be at the end. This is to create your own bows. So we have the small bows. These are the 2 dies you need for that. And then this is the actual size of the bow. Then we have our slim cards, and remember, those slim cards are really cute new addition to our program. And here you can make a shaker card with them. So we have actually acetate in the long version with the matching foam pads, and these ones come out, so you can actually make a whole big shaker card, or you can do individual compartments, or you only do one as a shaker. Same as here with the circles. And then we have these as backgrounds, and these are Q2 dies for your slim cards. And here's more shaker cards. So this is about 75%. This is pretty much almost the size of your regular 4¼ by 5½ card. And they come with acetate and foam matching the oval here and the square in here. Then we have our star shakers, circle shakers. They have not changed. Same thing, and they all come with their matching acetate and foam inlays. Here we have the heart, and we have the square and the rectangle as well. And they all have their matching acetate and foam adhesives that go along with it. Then we have, this is the actual size of either the IBC or your numbers as dies, and here's another one that's also the original size of the ABC as a die cut. But it tells you on top here too, so this is like 1.5 inches. These are about 2 inches each, so they're nice and big, perfect for pages. Then we have a couple phrases, and there are as well the actual size. We have some brackets. These you can never go without circles. You always need circles in different sizes. And then we have an embossing folder with flowers for the background. And now we are coming to our glitter part. So these are the specialty papers, and yes, we have quite a few new glitter papers. So papaya is gonna be one of them. I have my papers on the way, so otherwise I would show you. Mulberry, yep, it's similar to the sugar plum we had in years past. Wild berry is our new color of the year. It's a really nice bright pink. Capri is a nice blue. Harbor is a grayish green blue. Really pretty color. And so is the glitter paper. So I'm waiting for those to arrive. Mocha is a nice chocolate brown. We had chocolate brown in the past, so I'm really happy that they brought that one back. You see a little bit more of the colors here. So there's a papaya, this is the Harbor, and this is the wild berry, and this is our new mulberry. I don't see the mocha on here right now, but it is a pretty brown color. We have a couple more of the holographic papers, holographic papers, and our foil papers, which are really nice too. So the copper is really a nice addition. Then you have your pearl, which is a white colored paper shimmer, and then we have your gold and your silver foil and the black one. And then we have our craft paper. So this is not in the regular cardstock area because this is just a special paper. So if you like the brown, you know, for projects or something, this is a really great thickness and paper to have. We have vellum paper. We have the distress watercolor paper. This is the tracing paper that Melissa Esplin uses in her pen pal ship program. And then this is our bulk package of card bases and envelopes. They're 4.5 by 4.25 by 5.5, so your quarter cards with the matching envelopes, and you get 50 in the value pack. And then we have the slim cards, which are like 3.5 by 8.5, and there are 20 in a pack with the matching envelope. And yes, the slim cards are the same price when you mail it than your regular cards, because if you think about it, they're like your bill size envelopes. So these are the same price, so there's no worries about having to add extra postage for it. Then we have our calendar kit. So this is just a regular blank calendar that you can design and embellish in any way you want. There's no numbers in it, no nothing, so it's up to you how to create those. Then we have our perpetual calendar, which is great for birthdays to put on. Comes on a little wooden base that you can either color or decorate with paper, just as you please. Now we have our embellishments and embellishment tools. So let's start with the easy part. So this is our gold and silver thread, which is always a great addition to any creations you do. Then we have our shimmer trim, and our shimmer trim has adhesive on the back, so you have to take off the white strip to get to the adhesive. And then we have our candied apple. This is the new papaya, flamingo. This is the wild berry. This is the grape. Then we have the capri is new. We have the clover, it's new. We have lemonade, rose gold, which is very pretty and new, gold, silver, and our black. And then we have a wild berry stitched ribbon. These are our current sequence mixtures. So wild berry naturally, because it's the color of the month, of the year. We have gold, we have silver, we have our little white fluorescent iridescent confetti. We have the little gold stars and the silver stars, which these are great for shaker cards as well as those are, but I often use those to just adhere to the pages as decoration as well. And then new in the program, we have these little loose gems, and they come in clear, candied apple, mulberry, grape, and lagoon. And they're also great to incorporate into shaker cards. It's just an extra little thing to make a shaker card really special. And I will show you here on our, here you can see this one has like the peppermint, mini peppermint thingies in there, and then these little red, which are candied apple gems in there in the shaker card. And then we have sprinkles, 3 different kinds of sprinkles, again great for shaker cards. We have the little mini pearls. We had those last year, or beads, we had those last year in the program. These are the new, so this is the wild berry flower sequence and the dots, and then we have the black and white dots, and naturally wild berry glitter gems, gold, silver glitter gems, and the regular rhinestones clear. These are our new embellishment packs, and these are the acrylic shapes. They are thinner than the ones that used to come in the workshop kits and then we had last year. So these are way thinner, and they come in black, and you can get the same setup in white as well as in wood, and it shows you underneath here. So the alphabets, for example, in black and white and in wood, they all come in the same configuration. So black flowers, 54 in the package, and then white acrylic and wood. So these are really great to have. Then we have our watercoloring system. So you can either work with watercolor pencils or the watercolor paints, and you can get these individually or you can get them in a bundle, and then they come with one of the water brushes or both, and they're really great. So if you never worked with watercolors, I recommend using the watercolor pencils, and I will do a couple quick videos to show you how easy it is to use them, and you don't even need any specific special papers or inks to stamp with. Just the watercolor pencils, a good black ink, and a good cardstock, and you're fine. So I will show you that, but that's a great thing to have. We have embossing powder, embossing tool. The anti-static pouch always comes in handy. Here's your Versamark ink. We also have Versamark ink in pen form, so you can actually write words and then put your embossing powder out on and heat emboss if you like. These are our markers, and again we have the essential blends, and then we have the deep blends, and they are the dry blend markers, which means each pen has 3 different hues of one color already included. Let's say here the aqua blue, so it comes with a light, a medium, and a dark, which means you can use these 3 to blend the color without having issues that, you know, one is too dark, one is too light. They are meant to work together, and you never want to, when you blend alcohol markers, there's always a blending tool that they give you with it, which is actually the wrong termination. It's a razor, I call it, because it takes color out. If you want to blend alcohol colors, you need 2 different values of a color, so a lighter and a darker shade of the same color, and that's how you blend them together and get a nice transition. And these are perfect for that. Here we have some metallic markers with a thin end and a wider end tip, and they come in 3 different packages too. They're great. Then we have our journaling pens, which come in 3 different thicknesses, and you can see here how thick the line is when you write. These are the black, or the pewter is like a grayish color, and then new the Le Pens are in different colors, so from red, green, blue, different color combinations. You can get individual pens. We also have a package of 3 white gel pens, which are great if you have dark paper, or you just want to add a few extra embellishments to a flower in the center or something. So these are white colored, and they're really great. And then we have our shimmer brushes, and as always they come in individual colors. New is the papaya, wildberry, mulberry, rosemary, harbor, capri, the mocha, and the shortbread. And while you can buy them individually, you can also buy them in a color family, and there's a bundle. The bundles are here, 1, 2, and 3, and bundle 1, for example, is brushes 15 to 24. Bundle 2 is 25 to 34, and bundle 3 is 35 to 44. So these can all be bought in one bundle. If you like to have, you know, all of one color family, that makes it easier, and they're really great. Then we have our stickles in different colors. I don't think there's anything new. We have the liquid pearls, again, nothing new there color wise. We have the Stickles glitter gels, all 4 that we had in the catalog last year. We have the oxide inks, where we got a couple new colors in here. One is the mermaid and the other one is the vintage photo, and it's the mermaid. They're new. The mini blending tool we had to use with those, and then we have those glossy sprays. And the glossy sprays, these were the colors including the turquoise we had last year in the program. New is the white and the gilt. Gilt is like a golden type of color, while the white really shows up on dark papers. So if you need snow for Christmas cards, this is a great thing to have. So these 2 sprays are new, the colors. Everything else is the same from last year. Then we have our opaque matte texture paste, and we also have a combination of 3 different ones. So one is opaque, one is transparent matte, and the other one is glossy, in a combo pack. Then you have your spatulas to go with, and new is these are card size stencils, and there are always 3 in a pack. So one pack has the writings, one pack has the flower design, and one has more like a structured design, you know. And you can get them all individually, or you can buy them in a bundle as well. Same is for the 12 by 12 stencil. So this is one package, package 1, package 2, and package 3. There are always 3 in one pack, or you can get them as a bundle. That's this one here, right here, where you get all 9 of them. Then we have our different blocks, and a new block is we have a 4x4 now, and then we have this this one here. It's 1 by 1.5. So the 1 by 1 is really a cute little block, but sometimes it's just a tiny bit too short, and to use the next bigger one would have been often the 2 by 2, which is too big. So this is actually a great size in the medium. If you ever run into that problem that this is too small, these 2 are too big, this is the great one for you to get. We have our chamois, cleans all the stems, super easy to use. We have a bundle which comes with a block, the black ink, and the chamois. Then we have our intense black ink pad, which replaced the Memento. So if you have the Memento still at home, that's pretty much the same ink, and that's the one I would use when you're stamping to color in with watercolor pencils or watercolor paints. We have the archival black ink, and we have the refill for the intense black ink. This is the stamp cleaner, and I'm often asked, Claudia, if I have this one, why do I need this one? Well, the chamois is really a great tool, and I cut mine in little pieces. So I use them to, I just wet them and they're just damp. I mean, they're rinsed out under water, you know, really have them soak it up, and then you press out the rest of the water, squeeze it out, and then it's just damp. And they get rock hard when they sit out and dry. Don't put them in a container, and airtight container, because they're gonna start stinking. I just leave mine out, and if they're dry, before I start my project, I go and rinse them under the water and work the water in until they're nice and soft again. They clean your stamps perfectly. I do sometimes use the spray, just especially when I use like chalk inks, or if depending on, you know, we use them a lot, like for Christmas cards and other things, I give them a good clean, and then often I use the spray a little bit. But for the regular everyday stamping that I do, I only use the chamois. I don't use anything else anymore. Then we have our different refills for the cutters, and I made a little video about the differences. So I have both of these cutting machines, the paper trimmers, and this is the rail, the aluminum rail one, and this is the regular one, and there are your blades. This is the photo cutter, photo trimmer, which is really handy if just to trim your photos. It's got a guillotine knife, which is great. We have our micro tip scissors, which are awesome. This one has a non-stick surface, so really nothing sticks to it, and if it should stick, take the magic eraser and just take the rubber off. That's what I'd use to clean my scissors in between. And then we have our micro tip scissors, which are really nice and sharp and pointy. This is the Versamat, which is excellent if you have problems to line things up properly. It doesn't matter if it's just for your cards or if you use it for the page layouts, but this is a great tool to have. And when you flip it over, it has a nice soft cushion back side, so when you're stamping, you don't need to put our plastic pouches underneath. You can use the back side of this to stamp on, and it works excellent. This is our all-purpose mat, like this one here. Great for, you know, when you get adhesive on here, you just rub it off. If you get ink on it, you just wipe it off. It is overall a really great tool just in general. The only thing it doesn't tolerate is cutting, so do not use sharp scissors or knives on this mat because it will cut. And if you let your scissor tip, you know, bounce off the surface, it might poke little holes in it, so be careful with that. But other than that, this is a great tool. So adhesive, you get over the edge, you just rub it off and it's gone. Magnetic cutting mat is meant for the cutting machine, the little die cutting machine, and this one is only a 6-inch opening, so be aware. This replaces one of those for cutting, but this is a new machine we have in the program starting September, and this one you can adjust the pressure, which is really nice. Then we have our little tools. And well, while this one is one we had in the piercing tool we had in our program last year, this is a new tool, a paper crafting tool. It's double-ended, a thin flexible spatula and a pointed flexible tip, and you can use it for lifting up and, you know, papers and placing stickers, die cuts and other things. So this is really nice to get underneath things or just put them where you really wanted them to go. Our stylus, and then this is a new tool. It's a picker up tool, and actually you can just sharpen the ends with a pencil sharpener, and it's got like a rubbery sticky end, so when you pick up sequins you just poke on them and then they stick to it, so you can easily place them where you really need them. That's a great tool. There's our tweezers. We have the little sponge daubers, and they come also in a 3-pack or in a value pack, and the value pack is down here. It's 12 in the pack. And then we have the regular sponges, which is great for really soft sponged edge on your projects. Then new, kind of new, so we have our glue dots in small, medium and large. I personally always tell my clients to use the small one, because if we need a bigger one, we just use 1 or 2 of them, but most likely and most often you use the smaller ones, especially like the sequins. It's a great thing to place sequins on your projects. So I just always buy the small ones because those are the ones we use the most. Then we have our adhesives, and so this is an adhesive runner that cannot be refilled, so which means once this adhesive runner is done, you toss the whole thing away. This one is also the Tombow adhesive, but it's a new design, and it actually is called now the Air Touch, and it has little dots. It's not a whole film anymore. It's got little dots to place on your paper as adhesive, and this one can be refilled. So these are the refills. So once this cartridge is done, you open it, you toss the cartridge itself out, but keep the cover and put a new refill in there. So this is our new adhesive runner. Then we have the two multi-glues, and I have worked with both. My favorite is the multi-glue here, the green one, which comes out white, but it dries clear, and it's really great if you do boxes or little 3D items. It gives you a little wiggle room, but once you hold it down for a couple seconds, it bonds really quickly, and it doesn't warp your paper. We also have a glue pen, which is new in the program. It comes with I think there's one in there. Where is it? There, the quickie glue pen, which is really great for those tiny little things. Sometimes you just have a thin piece of paper strip or so you want to put down, so this quickie glue pen is a great addition. Foam dots, we have the regular size and the thinner size, and I always would go with the thinner. I only use the thicker ones when I do shaker cards, because you need a certain thickness so the shaker parts will move around. Otherwise, for cards or other things where you place multiple layers of embellishments on top of each other, I always use the thinner ones, because it gives it just enough space to lift something off the main page or card, but it doesn't make it bulky, so you have issues when you're sending it out. So you have the dots, or you have the same thing in the strip form, the 3D tape. Same thing, comes in thick and thin. This is a very sticky adhesive tape, great for like I said, boxes or projects that you don't want to fall apart. They need a little bit more sturdiness, or you have wooden pieces that you want to adhere, that you know you need a really strong adhesive. This is a great one to have. Adhesive sheet also is new. It's great for die cutting pieces, especially when they're very fine pieces. Then we have the liquid glass, which is awesome. It is a great adhesive. It gives a great clear shine on everything you cover with the liquid glass. It takes a while to dry, but it looks like a sticker, or it really gives it like the illusion of glass. And this one is a special tip, fine tip to put on top of the liquid glass. Then our rubber and remover eraser. This thing is a non-brainer. This is something everybody should have in their toolkit. It removes adhesive. If you have tape runner on a project and you need to get the tape off, take your rubber eraser and in little small circles, circle over the area until the adhesive is kind of like coming up into a ball, and then you just pick it off and take it off. If you have too much liquid adhesive somewhere, let it dry. Once it's dry and you feel the tacky area, go over with the rubber eraser and it takes it off. Great tool. Then we have our storage organizer, which hasn't changed much. For the ink pads, you have the paper trays. There it is. You have, this is for ribbons, this is for the little bottles. So and you can adjust them and place them in any shape or form, just as you need them for your workspace. We have our organizing containers. So these are the large and the small bins, which are great because they can contain 12 by 12 paper with no problem. There's enough room. We have those little craft jars, which are great for our sequins or the little breads. This is the size of our stamp pouches, so you can get a ton of stamps in there, or spray bottles. These little ones are great for the refill bottles. Our shimmer trim rolls fit in there perfectly. The distressed inks fit in there perfectly, so they have a really great size. These are envelopes. This is great for 12 by 12 paper. This is for the smaller size. I have to check which size they were, 6 by 6. And then this is a new one, it's 6 by 8. And this is a storage envelope which is great if you have your magnetic or magnetic dies, you know, the dies that are on those magnetic sheets. They fit perfectly in here, so they are not, you know, once the plastic is gone, you need a way to store them, and they fit in our 3D ring binders, the 6x8 books. The only thing, remember, is dies are heavy, so the more you pack in, the heavier the whole thing is gonna be. You can see it here, how they have used this there. Then we come to, this is digital art, so this is either for digital, for cutouts with your die cutting machine, or you can cut it out from vinyl to heat set it on books, on your shirts, sweaters, you name it, or even here, as you can see, they use it in a layout. And there are a couple different ones, so we have all the months, and like with all the Cricut files, you can take this apart and use all the individual pieces as well. Then we have the spine extenders for our postbond albums. You have the album posts, and then this is the spine expander, and then we have these little ones. They're great to label your albums so you know what is in which album, and they just snap on the back of the album. These are the albums that we carry. Here are the colors, and we have the 3D ring binders, and we also have the postbond still, so it's up to you which one you prefer. I'm happy with my 3D ring binders because it makes it easier to exchange pages, or, you know, rotate the order or change something up. Then we have our 12x12 Everyday Life albums. They come in Julep and in Bluebell, and these are really great too. They're a little bit smaller than our regular albums, so they're not as thick, therefore you don't get as many pages in there, but they're great when you have like just a big vacation you took, or a year that you wanted to memorize. So this is a really great size. Then we have the 8.5 by 11, so you can use those for scrapbook pages if you like to do 8.5 by 11 pages. Ballerina and charcoal are the colors, so those are these two. And then we have the 6x8 albums. Again, you can use them as an album, or as we showed earlier for the how-to books, the Stacy stories, they all fit in here, and they come in 4 different colors as well. And then we have the 6x6 small albums. They come in 3 colors. We have the story by Stacy's, and these are the colors that you get right now for those. And then we have the 4x4, which has a set of pages built in, so there's no ring or anything that you can add to it. You're stuck with the 10 pages, and you can either have the one with the heart, or you can have the white or blue in the single color. Then we have our page protectors, and again, you have the top load, you have the side load, you have those for the straps, you have the one for the 8.5 by 11, you have the one for 6x8, and 6x8 also has the compartment ones. This is for the 6x6 albums, and even for the 12x12 we have the pocket album pages in different styles. And each of the top and the side loaded page protectors come either in a package of 10, or you can get them in a value pack of 25. So these two are coming in a value pack. Then we have those Pocket Plus designs, which is like just a partially page protector, and they come in different designs and sizes, and they also fit in either the postbond or the ring albums in between your regular pages. These are great if you don't know how to use them. check back a couple of videos that I did where I showed you changes in workshop kits, and I used some of those because I had too many photos. The other option are our flip-flops. This hasn't changed, so they come in different sizes. The biggest is 8 by 12. Then we have the 6 by 12, and they are normally, you can just simply attach them on the outside of your page protector to add extra storage and just to make the pages a little bit more interesting. Okay, and then last but not least, we come to our new colors. So the color of the year for in this book is Wildberry, and it's a really pretty pinkish color. And then the other new colors are Papaya, which is this color here, which is yeah, it's a nice fall color, I call it. We have Capri. So this was Wildberry. This is Papaya. Capri is a nice blue, bright blue. Then we have Harbor. Harbor is hard to determine what it is because it's a really dark bluish green, grayish color. Very pretty. That's one of the new ones. Rosemary is a grayish green, also very pretty. Then we have Shortbread. That's not really yellow, it's not really beige, it's a really great medium warm cream color, I would say. Then we also have Mulberry, and Mulberry, like I said earlier, it looks a little bit like our old Sugar Plum, really pretty color. And then this is the Mocha. So Mocha is really a nice chocolate brown. We did have the Espresso, but that's more like a, if you're familiar, our old cocoa. So it's more grayish black brown, while this one is a warmer brown. So great colors. So these are the new ones, and the rest of the colors are pretty much the same. We lost quite a few from the old book, but I think those replacements are really great, so have a look at them. And that is it. If you're not familiar, so you get your cardstock combination packages with each paper collection, but you can also, if you don't need 24 pages or sheets of one color, because that's how those packages normally come, when you order one color, it's 24 sheets. You can customize your packages, so you can either have 12 or 24, and you can have you always have to have 2 of one color, 2 sheets. So with 24 sheets you can pick 12 colors technically and have 2 of each of those colors to mix, get a mixed package, which is great because that way you can really say, I don't like these colors, but I want this one and I want a few of those more. So you can combine your own packages. They are $2 more than when you buy the regular 24, but therefore you can color combine, which I think is worth the $2 extra for the paper pack. Okay, so that was it for the main catalog, part 1. Part 2 will be coming up soon. Thanks, bye bye.